Hi, I'm Captain Mike, and in this video I'm going to do something that I've never done before, which is make an unboxing video on an Easy Cut lens cutter. One of these things right here. So let's open up this box and see what's in it. Before we open this thing up, let me just tell you why I'm making this video. The other day I was watching one of Susan McGarry's latest videos on how to make cat or dragon eyes out of glass, dichroic glass, and just regular glass also. And she was using one of these things, and I said, hey, that's swell, I don't have one of those. So I got online and I ordered me one, and I decided that, well, since this was kind of a small box and I never had used one of these before, I would just do a video on unboxing and try to use it with you guys watching, and we'll see what we've got. So let's open this thing up and see what's in it. Okay, that was easy enough. And the first thing we have is some instructions. It looks like we have some kind of a guide and our cutter blade, and we'll take this thing, let's just kind of get this in the camera here. We'll take this styrofoam off, put it aside somewhere, and pull out the gizmo itself. Comes right out. So there we go. That's what it looks like. There are only two pieces. It comes already assembled, except for this, which I'm sure goes right in there very easily. Looks like it goes in right here. And we have some instructions. So let's just see what the instructions say right quick. I know guys aren't supposed to read instructions, but we're going to see. Now, before I even read the instructions, let me point out that I have a larger circle cutter that I use quite often, and it's more or less the same thing. It has a piece that slides, and it has cutters in it, and I like that just fine. So I do know how to use a circle cutter. This one, however, is just a little bit different. So there's not much in the way of instructions. It basically says that once we've got it together, we push down on this thing, and see, you see how that thing goes? It kind of goes like that, and I guess it'll make contact with the glass, and it turns this way. It pivots in one spot, doesn't change around this way. It pivots in one spot, so this will make a glass circle depending on how far out you put it. It's that simple. So we're going to put this thing together, and I have a supply of different kinds of glass. We're going to cut a piece of 90 COE, a piece of stained glass, a piece of 96 COE, a piece of very thin glass that comes out of a window or a picture frame, some just a little thicker, and a real 1/4 inch thick piece, and a piece of mirror. We're going to cut all of those real quick just to see how easy it is for someone like me who's a complete dummy to purchase this, stick it together, cut the glass, and we'll see what we can do with it. So let me put it together and I'll be right back. Okay, we're ready to go here. Now there's a couple of things that I want to note. When I cut using this, I always use some mineral oil to kind of follow the cutter around, and but this one didn't say anything about that. So I cleaned the glass really good with some alcohol so that the surface is real clean. Now another thing to mention before we get started is you can look at the gauge right here and kind of tell what size circle you're cutting or lens you're cutting. I have it set on 1.5. Well, mainly because some of these pieces I have are a little smaller than 2 or 3 inches, so we'll try to cut them all the same way. And I also have some running pliers, and I shouldn't need them, but we'll see, and I have some nippers. But we're just going to see how easy this is to use. So the first piece we're going to cut is going to be a piece of 96 COE. That is the most common glass. I use 90, but COE is one of the more common types of glass that's used. Usually they have two sides, a rough side and a smooth side. I always cut the smooth side. Some of you who know better, tell me if that's the way it should be. So I'm just going to place it down here. I guess you hold it with your hands. I don't know, okay? And just make a kind of a, move it around a little bit and get it centered up, and then hold it down like this, I guess. That's the way Susan done it. And listen to that nice crisp little click. When you get around to where you started, you'll hear it pop. Don't go any further than that. Now, let me go get a glass cutter. Okay, we're going to make this kind of easy here. I'm just going to go ahead and score this. I don't really know whether, this is the best way or not. And I'm going to do some of the things I do when I use one of these to kind of make it work. I come over here to the edge and make some little score marks. And then we're going to take our running pliers and we're going to see how easily this thing pops out. Don't laugh too much now. Well, it did, but it didn't do like I thought it ought to. But we're not through yet. We're going to play with all this stuff, and I'm sure that it will improve with use. Okay, and that would be what I would use the nippers for. Now I did notice it broke into it a little bit underway there. I'm not happy with that, but that's probably me. And you just take your nippers and kind of smooth it out, and then you might want to go over to your grinder, or what, depending on what you're doing with the glass. If you're going to be forming it in a kiln, then that would be absolutely perfect to make a perfect square. That is the 96. All right, let's take this piece of 90, and it's the same way, same thickness, 3mm, has a rough side, has a smooth side. We're going to place it down here, and we're going to kind of line it up. Then we're going to hold it down. And it wanted to move a little bit that time. You can't see it, but it didn't quite make it. But I was watching it, so I know that it's close enough. Now, that is one of the things I'm going to have to address with someone who knows. You guys watching this, if you know if there's a better way to hold it down so that it won't move, let me know, because that's the first thing that I noticed when I started to do this, is that there was no particular way to hold it down. And people with fumble fingers like I have, that could be an issue. Okay, let's just see here. We're going to try this again. This is the 90 COE. It broke off pretty close there. And you just quickly go on around it. See, that broke off really nice. I can see where this would be really nice doing things, and you were going to make little round pieces to do pendants and stuff. This would be the cat's meow. It gets you so close. And if you have a little a spindle grinder, diamond spindle grinder, then that would smooth up all the edges. But there's the two there. Okay. Now let's get on to some of the tougher stuff. Well, I say tougher. It's not any tougher. This should be the exact same thing. Okay. It's stained glass. I don't use much because I don't do much stained glass. The thing about stained glass is it doesn't fuse very well, and most of the time it wants to devitrify. So let's go ahead and start it again. Go all the way around, see if we can keep it from moving. Pop. Okay, there we go. I expect this to be just exactly like the other. try this without even cutting a gap in it, okay? Let's just cut it. We're gonna try this one this way, just for grins and giggles. Look at there. That might be the best thing to do, is not even cut a relief thing on the side, because it seems to be going just fine. And the stained glass may be better to work with for this thing, because you could, making mosaics to put in something. But anyway, there you go. That's the stained glass. And I didn't even have to take the nippers to that, but I would if I was going to fire it just to clean it up. 96, 90, and stained glass. All of them approximately 3 millimeter. And then the next one we're going to do is going to be this 2 millimeter float glass. I don't expect any problems out of it. I'm just getting so cocky here. So we're going to go ahead and cut this and do the same thing real quick. I want this to be a short video. It's just something I wanted to do with a new piece of equipment. We'll do the same with it as we did with the stained glass. We're not even going to cut relief lines in it. We're just going to cut it. Look at that. Look at that piece right there. Oh, I tell you what, am I getting faint? Can I get over here where you can see it? Look at that. That tickles me to death. That is nice. So you can tell already by watching an old fumble fingers like me that practice is everything. Practice is everything. So this is a thicker piece of glass. It's thicker than 3 millimeter. It's just called double strength plate glass. But I wanted to see, so I'm going to have to hold it so it won't shift around on us. Okay, we're going to do the same with this. We're not going to cut any relief marks on it. We're just going to start and see what we got. Do a real quick pop, real quick pop. Piece of cake. Absolutely wonderful. And then we're gonna push it. Okay, this is a 1/4 inch piece of plate glass, like that you would find in a store window. It is not the tempered glass; it's standard glass. So let's try this. Do not try this with tempered glass, because you'll end up with a mess. Number one, it won't break like it should. I have running pliers for this. Don't want to hurt myself. Now, I'm going to try again without the stress marks or cuts, whatever. And we're just going to take the running pliers and we're going to pop it. Just like that. We're going to see what we got. So far, so good. Okay, a lot more waste glass on it, okay? But I'm pleased that it even done that. You stick that on a diamond spindle grinder, clean it up, and you've got a nice lens, or you can use it to fuse and make a pendant cover. Great. And I have no doubt whatsoever that this mirror is going to work, but since I have it here, you guys know I'm going to do it. So let's put this here. Let's start up here. Cut us a nice little circle. Boom, 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 boom. Same thing. We're going to just pop it. But got to turn the running pliers over right first. You do know that the running pliers have 2 sides, don't you? For those of you who have never used them, they've got this side here, and they've got the bottom side. This side with a little adjustment on it is your running side. That's the side you want up all the time. At least me. At least me. I find I can't do it the other way. All right, that worked out really good. There's some places that need to be cleaned off, but you cut your little mirrors out round. I can see you can do all kinds of things. You could cut half moons. You could take this. Let's just cut a half moon. Let's just see if this will work. I have never tried this, but it just occurred to me. You want to cut a crescent moon? Let's see if you do it. I don't know. Almost. I'm in a hurry. But you could get there with it. You could do all kinds of really fancy things with your glass cutter. So this is it. This is the Easy Cut glass cutter. I paid for this. I'm getting no endorsement whatsoever from this company, but I am pleased with it. I think it's not very expensive. I forget what they cost. I think I bought this one on Amazon. But go look at the video that Susan McGarry made on how to make the little pendants that look like tiger eyes or dragon eyes. I'll put the link down there in the bottom, and then from that go look at other videos that feature one of these. I'm sure there are many, and get you one if you have a use to cut a lot of these little circles and things. I'm pleased with it. Just wanted to do this real quick little video and show you the unboxing, how easy it was to put together, and what you could get out of expect out of a first-time use. And trust me, you'll get better as you play with it, specifically with the kind of glass that you use more commonly. But that pretty much covers it right there. So I'm Captain Mike. That's my video on the Easy Cut lens cutter. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm out of here.